The St. Croix River serves as a natural border between Wisconsin and Minnesota and is shared by communities in both states. Many of these communities began as small villages but have since grown into small and medium-sized cities. Like many U.S. urban areas, in the decades following World War II, the Twin Cities area grew in population while also occupying more land area. The communities in the St. Croix Valley were part of this story of growth, which includes increased traffic and congestion. For over 4 decades, Minnesotans have debated whether a new bridge crossing near Stillwater is a wise answer to this growth.
This is the biggest vote in 50 years to impact the people of the 6th Congressional District. That's how long they've waited.
The St. Croix Bridge, we've called the old economy project that refuses to die.
It's the right bridge at the right place.
But I argue that the bridge was not necessary.
After 40 years of debate, construction will now begin on a freeway-style bridge to cross the St. Croix River south of Stillwater. The bridge is an answer for St. Croix River Valley residents, but for the rest of Minnesota, the question remains, is this bridge worth the costs? This debate is between the quality of life in local communities, the financial cost of new infrastructure projects, and the environmental costs from human development. The new St. Croix Crossing Bridge is one answer to balancing these priorities for our future. In doing so, the project will reinforce an economy rooted more in the past 40 years than in the next 40 years.
I think it's important to have the context of it. You have one bridge in Stillwater that moves 16,000 cars a day that we're spending $670 million on. You have 1,154 structurally deficient bridges. So 1,154 versus 1, that together would cost $500 million, so less than the $600 million St. Croix Bridge. And together move over 2 million cars a day, as opposed to the 16,000 for the St. Croix Bridge.
This is a graphic representation of the proposed bridge. The new bridge will dwarf the current Stillwater Lift Bridge and will be visible for miles up and down the river, detracting from the river valley's natural scenic beauty.
One of my greatest fears around the development of this bridge is that it will be a precedent, a green light for similar developments of every kind along the rivers, some 160 protected federal rivers in our country.
Under the Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, the bridge could not be built. In 2012, Congress amended the act to exempt the St. Croix River crossing project. Now that Congress has set a precedent by violating protection of America's natural wonders, which river is next?
As far as providing for the Wild Scenic River Act, obviously we love the river. It's an important asset to our town. It's probably our town's most identifying feature is the riverfront. But we also have an obligation to our citizens and residents around here to provide safe passage for them.
Safe passage is certainly important, but if safe passage was the only priority, cheaper alternatives were available.
Bridge has celebrated its 60th year this year. It's old, it's tired, it's falling apart, and it's not going to last forever.
There's money to do the new, there's not money to fix the old. It makes no sense, but that's the way our system's set up.
It is estimated that the project will cost $446 million more than the new I-35W bridge, while handling only 1/6 of the traffic. The mega bridge will encourage a future that prioritizes rapid development over protection of the environment. The bridge promises convenience for 16,000 people now, jobs in the short term, more debt in the long term. The new bridge also promises further Twin Cities sprawl, more exemption for our country's wild and scenic rivers, making them less wild and less scenic, and still over 1,000 bridges across Minnesota in need of repair. So, the question is this bridge worth it?